The original GMC Terrain came out in 2009 and GMC has sold over 700,000 of them. And for 2018, it's a brand new model, second generation. And it has two different engine options, gas and diesel. And this is a comparison first drive review coming up right now. This is a 1.6 liter turbo diesel, 240 pound-feet of torque. Max torque comes in at 2000 RPM, but it is mated to 6-speed automatic transmission. Combined MPG number for an all-wheel drive model is 32. Highway number is 38, and I did a little highway run to see exactly what it would get in the real world. Check it out. The acceleration is not mind-boggling, but it's adequate, and I actually like the little growl that the diesel engine produces versus the turbocharged gas motor. This is an all-new generation of turbo diesel for GM. This is a 1.5 liter gasoline turbo with 170 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. In an all-wheel drive model like this, the combined MPG is 26, which is not bad. You know, the acceleration is very similar to the diesel. I did go through more gears, and it revs higher, obviously, up to all the way to about 5,500 RPM versus 4,000 RPM in the diesel. So the character of the engine is a little different. There are 4 different trim levels on the 2018 Terrain. SL, base model, SLE, SLT, and of course the Denali version. Nowhere on these vehicles is there a diesel badge or a turbocharged badge. GM is really proud of this engine. They call it the Whisper diesel because it's so quiet. At cruising speeds, I'd give it to them. It is very quiet. And here, I brought a decibel meter to show you guys. I'm gonna set cruise control at 40 miles an hour, which is the speed limit here, and let's listen. 60 decibels, I mean, that's really quiet. I mean, I'm talking to you at about, what, 80 decibels fairly normally. The classic diesel versus gas trade-off is initial price versus long-term fuel economy savings. And depending on trim level, you would have to pay either $2,800 up to $3,800 to get the turbo diesel engine. But of course, if you look at the combined MPG numbers, you're getting 32 versus 26. And GMC says maintenance costs are about the same no matter what engine you purchase. Here's the real test. I'm gonna check the decibel meter. So let me set the cruising speed at 40 once again. 58 decibels. That is very quiet again. The interior of the all-new Terrain is a combination of familiar and also brand new design. For example, the sitting position, the steering wheel, and the gauge layout feel very familiar, similar to the previous generation, but the center stack is different. The infotainment system has been updated, but the transmission controls are all new. It's a push-button system. And after a short drive, I actually got used to using drive and reverse switches, but I still don't like how you use low range and gear selector plus or minus. You always have to take your eye off and look down to make sure you're hitting the right button. All 2018 GMC Terrains come with an automated start-stop feature, and you cannot disable this feature. You can get the Terrain in front-wheel drive only or with an all-wheel drive system. And if you get the all-wheel drive, you can actually control the system with this knob on the center console to tell it to go to front-wheel drive only and get a little bit more efficiency if you don't need all-wheel drive, or go to automatic all-wheel drive mode. There's also an off-road mode and tow mode if you're equipped with a towing package. Another thing to consider is towing capability, and the 1.5 liter gas engine and the 1.6 turbo diesel have the same rating, 1,500 pounds. If you want to tow a little bit more, you have to step up to the 2 liter turbo, which is also available across the lineup. That one tows 3,500 pounds. GMC says it competes with crossovers such as the Ford Escape or Toyota RAV4 or even the Honda CR-V, and a more premium segment such as a Hyundai Santa Fe or even some of the entries from the German automakers. Pricing starts around $26,000 for a front-wheel drive SL model, and it can go up all the way to about $45,000 for a fully loaded all-wheel drive Denali. Which terrain is best for you, gas or diesel? I would have to go for the diesel. It just sounds a little bit better, and of course the fuel economy savings are there for the long term, and that's what I like. Go back to tflcar.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews, and of course, lots more first drive comparisons.